the research outpost on Helion. 3 wasn't meant for humans to stay long. The heat was brutal. The air smelled of metal and ozone, and even the dust shimmered with magnetic charge. But for Dr. Elias Kerr, a xenobiologist from Earth, it was the perfect place to study the Volari, an alien species newly discovered beneath the planet's red canyons. The Volari were graceful, part biological, part crystalline. Their skin faintly luminous under the sun. They were shy around humans, speaking little and keeping their distance, except for one. Her name was Sayla. She had been the first Volari to approach the human scientists willingly. Her curiosity was endless about human speech machines and the strange way Earth's people use scentless chemicals to clean themselves. She watched everything Elias did, head tilted, her faint blue eyes always full of quiet wonder. At first, he'd thought of her as just another specimen, another subject to learn from. But over weeks of shared study and conversation through translator device, Sayla had become more like a friend, a bridge between 2 worlds. Then one day, everything changed. It began in the laboratory's greenhouse dome. The air inside was thick with humidity, the kind that made sweat cling to skin. Elias was fixing a carbon filter unit when Sayla entered, her steps soft and silent. "Your air heavy today?" she said, her words halting but clear. "Yeah," Elias muttered, wiping his forehead with his sleeve. "The system's been lagging. I'll fix it soon." She stepped closer, watching the beads of sweat glisten on his arm. For a moment, she didn't speak. Then her expression changed, like confusion mixed with fear. "Your scent," she whispered. "It burns." Elias frowned. "Burns? What do you mean?" But Sayla didn't answer. She backed away, hands trembling slightly. Her luminescent veins pulsed brighter beneath her translucent skin. Within hours, her glow intensified to the point of pain. The other Volari refused to approach her, whispering words Elias couldn't translate. He rushed her to the medical wing, calling for the station's medic, Dr. Alina Morez. Alina scanned Sayla with the biosensors. "Her biochemistry's in flux," she said, eyes widening. "Cellular restructuring, accelerated metabolism. Elias, she's changing." "Changing how?" Alina shook her head. "I've never seen this before. Whatever triggered it. It's rewriting her physiology in real time." Sayla lay on the examination bed, her breathing shallow. "It was him," she murmured weakly. "His scent. It woke something." 2. They isolated her in a glass quarantine chamber, both for her safety and theirs. Her body temperature rose steadily, and her once smooth skin began forming faint crystalline patterns. Harder, brighter, almost fractal in shape. Elias spent every waking hour studying her scans, desperate for answers. He found nothing in the Volari genetic archives. No reference to scent-triggered transformation, no evolutionary reason for it. It shouldn't be possible. When he returned to check on her the next evening, Sayla was sitting upright, her glow dimmed but steady. "You smell again," she said softly. He hesitated at the doorway. "You mean my sweat?" She nodded. "It's not poison. It's signal." That word made him freeze. "Signal?" "Yes. To my body. To change." Elias's mind raced. "You mean my pheromones? Something about human chemistry is affecting your biology." Sayla tilted her head. "Your people carry heat inside. The Volari lost ours long ago. Maybe your scent tells my body to remember." The translation device buzzed with the rough poetry of her words, but Elias understood enough. Her transformation wasn't random. It was a reaction, a biological echo between their species. 3 days passed. Sayla's changes stabilized but didn't reverse. Her once pale skin now shimmered with an iridescent sheen, her eyes reflecting light like twin sapphires. She moved differently, spoke with new confidence, and sometimes she looked at Elias with a strange, unreadable intensity. The Volari elders demanded she be returned to the canyon colony, fearing human contamination. "You broke her," one accused. She is no longer Valari. Elias stood his ground. We didn't do this intentionally. We're trying to help her. But even Alina began to worry. Elias, you're getting too close. You can't fix her by caring more. He ignored the warning. The more he studied Selah, the more he realized her body was adapting, not decaying. The genetic shift was evolutionary, not pathological. It was as if exposure to a human chemical signature had unlocked dormant DNA, something ancient in her kind. One evening, as he worked late, Selah appeared at the door again. No guards, no permission. You should not be here, he said, though he didn't move to stop her. She smiled faintly. You breathe heavy. You worry. I'm trying to understand you. You already do. She stepped closer, her glow casting faint blue light on his face. Your scent changes when you're afraid. I can feel it. Elias swallowed hard. And what does that do to you? Selah looked down at her crystalline hands. It makes me remember warmth. It makes me want to protect it. For the next day, the outpost sensors detected seismic tremors deep in the canyons. The Valari colony had gone silent. A mining rig had collapsed, trapping dozens underground. The elders pleaded for help, but the human command center denied the request. Risk of contamination is too high, they said. Helion 3's surface is unstable. Elias couldn't accept that. Neither could Selah. Take me there, she said. I can feel them. I can find them. Her new crystalline form was resistant to heat and pressure. She could survive where humans couldn't. Against orders, Elias prepared a rover and went with her into the canyon. The air was dense with static storms, lightning flickering along the red cliffs. Selah led the way, her body glowing brighter with each step, the light pulsing in rhythm with the tremors. They're close, she said, placing her hand against the rock. The crystal beneath her skin vibrated, resonating like a tuning fork. The stone listens. Moments later, the ground split open. Elias barely had time to grab onto her before they were swallowed by the darkness below. 5. When he awoke, his suit was damaged, oxygen leaking. The cavern around him shimmered with bioluminescent minerals. Dozens of Valari lay trapped beneath fallen rock. Selah's glow intensified, her body radiating heat and light. She pressed her hands to the stone, and the crystals on her skin spread outward, melting through the debris like living glass. Elias watched in awe. You're merging with it. It's the change, she said, voice trembling. Your scent, it awakened this bond. I can reshape the canyon itself. Within minutes, the tunnel opened, freeing the trapped Valari. They stared at her with disbelief and fear. Selah, one whispered. What are you? I am still Valari, she said softly. Just evolved. Elias felt the air thicken as more tremors shook the ground. The entire cavern was collapsing. He tried to pull her away, but she shook her head. Go, she said. I can hold it. Selah, no. She reached out, brushing her luminous fingers across his arm. Your scent will guide me home. Then the light consumed everything. 6 hours later, rescue drones found Elias unconscious at the canyon's mouth, his suit scorched but intact. The Valari colony was saved. The collapse reversed, the tunnels reinforced by a mysterious crystal lattice no machine could reproduce. Selah was gone, or so they thought. Weeks later, as Elias prepared to leave Helion 3, a faint signal appeared on his comm, pulsing in the same rhythm as her glow once had. The transmission carried no words, only harmonic tones that resonated deep within him. He followed the signal to the edge of the canyon. There, beneath the red dusk, he saw something shining far below, a new crystalline formation, vast and beautiful, shaped almost like a heartbeat. He smiled through tears. You made it, didn't you? The wind carried a faint hum in reply. Epilogue. The official reports claimed unknown geological phenomena stabilized a Valari colony, but Elias knew better. Selah hadn't died. She had become part of the world itself, her evolution fusing her with the living crystal veins of Helion 3. In his private notes, Elias wrote, "Human scent was not a curse to her species. It was a spark, a bridge between warmth and memory, between flesh and crystal. Perhaps evolution itself is not driven by chance, but by connection." Every time he stepped outside the lab and the air grew heavy with heat, he could almost smell the faint trace of ozone and light. And in that scent, he always felt her presence, watching, waiting, alive in every pulse of the planet.